Hamster Dad is back. My mom was in town this weekend and reminded me it was exactly 6 months ago yesterday that I became a hamster dad. It was my son's birthday. This is what he wanted for his birthday. Needless to say, one thing leads to another. I become a hamster dad. So on Sundays is the day that I always redo the cage. What's interesting I tried out today is typically what I do is I change out all of the shavings monthly, and then to just kind of spot clean each week on Sunday when I clean it out again, just spot cleaning it, because I know that they like to have their scent in there that they feel comfortable. But then once a month I do a reset, and then his scent's pretty much gone, and then it's a matter of he has to kind of figure out the new situation, which I move around all the stuff each week anyway, but we're talking like a total reset every month. So, but this is the first time I just decided I'm gonna used to get a whole bag, like a small bag, and I literally just dropped it in there, and you can see, there it is. You can see that it's still kind of in place, but he loved it. I got some pistachios and I kind of hid them in there, so then he just immediately smelled them and he was foraging around finding them. And even at this situation here, he basically, and we'll see, because a night hasn't passed yet. Just a couple hours ago I did this. What's going to be interesting is to see if he tries to make tunnels through this right here. As far as how let's see, there's my hand so that you can kind of see. But I also got a tube in there, and it's funny because I just threw it in there. He's already crawled through this side, popped out where his food and water is over there. I've also got his sand pit up there in his old ball, back before I knew better, when you're not actually supposed to put them in those things. But it's the same as a kitty litter box to him. He pretty much just wants to go to the bathroom in that. And then I've got his wheel right there. I've got a ladder for him too. And of course, as you can see, I have this oatmeal cylinder for his bed he has happily adopted. So I'm going to try that out. But yeah, that seems to be really cool, having that on that whole side. We'll see what he does all week with this, if he decides to spread it out or move it up on one side or bring more stuffing in there. I predict that during tonight he will bring some of the stuffing and pack it in there for his bed. But I'll go ahead and see if he wants to come out. And so he must have been 2 months old when I got him 6 months ago. So he's in theory about 8 months old. And I, again, have been a hamster dad for 6 months. I'm gonna see what he does. At least for him, he's a really chill hamster. He just likes to crawl over and through stuff. So he really likes kind of the chaos of this. Let's see if he wants to come out. It's 7 o'clock at night as I'm filming this, so usually this is about the time he's ready. If I try, say, 5:30, then he's just waking up. He has to bathe himself, and he's not ready yet. But let's see if he wants to come out. Go with me. He's thinking about it. He's like, not really, but okay, fine. But yeah, this is a daily ritual. Every night I get him out. Yeah, look, you can tell that I can tell the fur on his head is still a little bit damp from when he was bathing himself. So here he is, a nice little handheld hamster. And I was reading that they basically will kind of attach to 1 to 2 people as far as how comfortable and natural they feel with the person holding them. I'm assuming it has a lot to do with their scent. But it's funny because part of him getting out of the cage is he just loves for me to just handle him, just to crawl through my hands a little bit. And then when he gets too anxious and wants to crawl around, then I have a little shoebox with more shavings, just a smaller version of this, and I have some pistachios in there. And then from there he likes to try to find them. But usually when he first gets out, he just really slow and just kind of clingy before he does that. But I know he's going to be really excited about this, because it's everything that he likes. He likes there to be a bunch of random stuff in there. He likes to have to redo. Like, it gives him a purpose. I've said it before. It's almost like he has an existential crisis if things are too neat and tidy and they make sense. So he needs just a clean slate. But especially, this is a especially clean slate. And then too, just the fact that there's really nothing here and nothing here. It's just level with the ground. So it's going to be interesting to see how he moves all that around. But yeah, I guess what I should point out in this video, because the whole point of the video ultimately is that I've now had him for 6 months, and I've been a hamster owner for 6 months, which is funny because I haven't owned a pet since I was a kid when we had cockatiels. But you know, there was that whole learning curve. I mean, when we first got him, we bought, you know, that eye candy. We bought one of those cartoony little pastel plastic cages that was too small for him. Granted, he still had another month to grow full size, and it was just nothing but a mess. Then I did some research, found out that really they're better off in a tank. Of course, lots of people in Europe, especially Austria, will leave a comment, and probably on this video too, saying that the cage is too small. It needs to be 40 gallons, not 20. But, you know, here's what I'm going to say. I've had him for 6 months. He's happy. He's not trying to escape. He's not hanging off the roof or anything like that. He's really happy. And it's just a matter of knowing. I think each hamster, I've had people watch my videos who said that they have a female Syrian and they can't make them happy. But at least in my personal experience of the past 6 months, having a male Syrian, at least for him, very chilled. And it could be my demeanor. It could be how I interact with him. You know, like I said, every day at about this time, after he finishes his bath, he knows that I'm going to get him out, and he's going to get to crawl through my hands. And I'll show you that little shoebox I was telling you about. It's so funny and ironic because let me go get this. It's funny and ironic because he's got this aquarium, and then he's like, okay, I want to get out. I want to see something exciting. So then I have this Adidas shoebox that I'll put him in, and he'll just love hanging out in this thing. And so, like I said, there's some pistachios. Well, he's not proving my point now because it's not level and on the ground, and he senses that. But usually, I'll put this on the ground, and yeah, he's kind of doing it now, if you can see. But he'll just totally just chill out in this. So imagine, okay, you sleep all throughout the day. You wake up, I get you out, I hold you for a minute, and then I put you in a shoebox, and he's just happy, like, oh, there's a pistachio I didn't see yesterday. You know, and like I said, I have pistachio, obviously I have food in there for him, but there's something exotic about being put in a shoebox, and I'll just kind of sit here with him, and he's eating a little strawberry yogurt thing right now. It might be harder to see, but that's what he's working on right now. But it's so funny just to see him chill out in the shoebox, and most of the time, after I give him some time in there, he tries to get out, and by that time I'll hold him a little bit more. I'm going to get that out, and then I'll put him back in, and then he'll, you know, take 15 or 20 minutes to clean himself off to get all my germs off of him, and then he's ready to go back in. But yeah, I mean, man, I think I had a lot of learning to do, obviously. I didn't know anything about this, and it was funny. I saw a comment recently, a couple of days ago, from one of my other hamster videos, and someone said something like, I'm not trying to be mean, but you should really do your research before getting a pet. And they tried to give me a lecture. And the funny thing is, imagine if you were me. Imagine you were a nearly 40-year-old dad, and your son wants one of these for his birthday. So you do the research based on what you see. You do Google stuff. Okay, sounds simple enough. Let's get this. Let's figure it out. It can't be that hard. And then, of course, your son, he's just not ready for it yet. So then you're like, well, I feel bad just taking it back to the store when it looks like a really nice little guy here. So then you adopt from his own. So it's funny that I should do your research. Well, sometimes that's how life it is. You try to do your research, still wasn't good enough, and then you figure it out, and you become good at the things that you're not good at to begin with. But, you know, I'm very proud of you know, being a hamster dad, and how I've had a learning curve as far as figuring out what to do, and I am the primary caregiver. I mean, I'm not 100% the caregiver, but the kids do like to play with them a little bit. But I mean, it's me that's very involved. It's funny, if you know, I ordered off of Amazon.com this week a T-shirt, and so eventually when it comes in, you'll see it. But it's like a grown man's fist bumping a Syrian hamster. So I'm looking forward to wearing that once it comes in. It may not get here till July for all I know. But there you go. I've learned a lot. And for him, he and I are the right match. And for him specifically, this home is his match. He's actually wanting back in. So I will end the video on that note. Here we go. Thanks for watching my videos. And I would love to hear from you. Of course, if you're gonna tell me the cage is too small, nope, I'm sticking with 20. He's happy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's really happy in this junkyard bachelor pad that I've created for him. Comments belong right here, as long as it's not about the size of the cage.